Recognize Senator Golden.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I'd like to correct an error on the floor report that some of us have, which has me as a no vote out of committee on this bill, which is about 180 degrees incorrect. I'm actually hoping to get it to the governor's desk with a backing of as many legislators in both parties of both chambers as possible. If you have been following the rollout of Senate Bill 762 from the 2021 session, our major wildfire bill, you know there's a lot of good news in terms of reduced wildfire severity across the state. On the other side of the ledger, one aspect has been especially tough, and not surprisingly, that's the one that people tend to read about on our front pages. It is the rollout of the first version of the wildfire risk map last summer, which triggered major waves of confusion and fear and anger across districts like mine. Some of us in this chamber asked ODF to withdraw that map, and last August they did. Mr. President, this brought home some hard lessons about public involvement in communications and the importance of ground truthing computer models before implementing them. And those lessons went into the drafting of this session's Senate Bill 509 and 80, which I hope to present on this floor in the near future, because they're key to getting this aspect of our wildfire program back on track. Right now, I want to focus on the very specific challenge addressed by Senate Bill 82, the bill before us today, and that is the interplay of wildfire and the cost and availability of homeowners insurance. This bill comes to us after months of meetings with the insurance industry, led by Insurance Commissioner Andrew Stolfi, who, along with California, which started this journey a couple years before us, is trying to feel our way towards meeting the massive challenge of maintaining access to affordable home insurance in the new normal of perennial megafires. The bill before us is an excellent start, and I really want to thank Commissioner Stolfi sincerely for his patience and skill in bringing us a bill with unusually broad support, including quite a bit from the insurance industry, for an issue this tricky. Mr. President, the outline of this crisis is very clear. It results directly from the steady northward march of community-destroying wildfires from Southern California through Central California and Northern California, and finally, Labor Day 2020, right into the heart of our state. The payout of insurance claims across the West has been staggering, and the huge premium increases and policy cancellations we saw afterwards were pretty much inevitable. Mr. President, I would give just about anything to say that Senate Bill 82 will set all this straight. That's beyond the power of legislation. Insurance rates will stabilize and policy cancellations will dwindle only when systems are in place to reliably protect our communities from wildfire. That's exactly the effort that we launched in 2021 with Senate Bill 762, and likely will keep improving longer than any of us serve in this chamber. Here's what we can do now. Senate Bill 82 requires insurance companies to clearly tell policyholders why they are significantly raising premiums or declining to renew policies for reasons relating to wildfire, and what homeowners might be able to do to avoid those setbacks. It directs carriers to reflect in their guidelines and rate plans how they take into consideration the risk reduction work that their policyholders are doing. In other words, how the good work people do to protect their homes and neighborhoods can positively affect their insurance coverage. What we're doing in this bill is moving towards a critical goal, and that's this. Homeowners doing everything within reason to reduce wildfire risk on their property should have access to sufficient and affordable insurance. We can't guarantee that we'll get all the way there. Mother Nature will continue to have a say on the viability and affordability of living in and around our woodlands. But this is what we can do right now, and it's meaningful. Senate Bill 82 ends with clarifying language that goes straight to a deep concern that also erupted last summer. With permission, I'll read the very short and simple language of Section 4 that ends the bill. An insurance company may not use a map published by an agency of the state that identifies areas of wildfire risk or exposure as a basis for canceling or declining to renew a homeowner insurance policy or increasing a premium for a homeowner insurance policy. Feedback from insurance carriers is that there's no problem meeting this restriction. Starting well before our 2020 Labor Day fires, back even before the destruction of Paradise, California, that industry's been developing the maps and computer models and other analytical tools they need to manage risk. They have different purposes from our wildfire maps. The insurance companies have been clear that they're just not very interested in our maps. Now, I bring this up because I still hear from time to time, as you, my colleagues well might, that someone's insurance agent told them that the Senate Bill 762 map caused their premium increase. The insurance commissioner's office follows up whenever a claim like that is reported, and so far none have turned out to be true. After a lot of investigation, we can say with some confidence that our legislation has not driven the steep rate increases and cancellations. Now, that fact might possibly make some folks a little less mad at us. That's not a bad thing. But the truth is, it really doesn't do much to get them back to affordable insurance. The only way we can really do that is to keep building out a comprehensive, effective wildfire program so that fewer big fires rage in the wildland-urban interface, so that fewer homes burn down, so that fewer big claims hammer the insurance carriers, so that they have the financial capacity to stabilize and eventually, just maybe, lower insurance rates for our citizens. That's the solution, and we all know it won't happen quickly. In the meantime, colleagues, let's pass Senate Bill 82 to increase the transparency of wildfire-related insurance terms and encourage the industry to recognize their clients' risk reduction work in terms of their rate structures and what they can offer to their clients. Colleagues, let's do what we can do. Thank you, Mr. President.